Season 22 Go Battle League is live now. The name is Might and Mastery, and I was doing a little bit of a live stream yesterday to explore some of my first battles of the format. And I was using Lapras originally, but during the stream, the topic of bug types came up, and someone recommended Lokix, and I decided to give it a whirl here with my backline as Clodsire with Stone Edge and Earthquake, and Jellicent with Hex, Surf, and Shadow Ball. And of course, the very first, well, this isn't technically the very first battle. I was finishing up a set with this team originally, but I wanted to just show you full sets of the team just to give you an idea of how it could perform potentially. And of course, my first official set, I get a Greninja, which honestly is like horrible for me in a lot of ways, but I'm trying to play around it as best as I can. And they're just spamming Night Slash, so I am able to just barely live because I do resist. And I'm going to throw Trailblaze directly into this Pelipper, which honestly at this point I probably should have just... oh yeah, here I was like, Surf probably will knock out, but let me see if they try to switch or not. But still, they did catch the move. And yeah, pretty much in this scenario, I knew I just needed to at least be close to the second Surf, because I was probably just gonna barely live the Hurricane. But I got a little greedy here during, because you know I'm a little rusty at the moment. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go for the Shadow Ball anyways. And as you can tell, I still go for the Surf because I panicked at that point, and I just, you know, clutched it. So I'm a little sloppy. Excuse me. This is my first video of the season. I was planning on, or at least the goal, I want to try to do a little more frequent live streams this season if I can manage to make the time, just to have fun on stream and, you know, try to see if I can climb this season. But yeah, for the most part, this team felt like I had some pretty tough battles against my from my opponents. Like the teams were tough, definitely putting me to the test here. And yeah, I felt like it was kind of interesting. I felt like I didn't feel like I was doing as good as I actually was, if that makes sense, because it just felt like every battle was like a challenge. But also kind of figuring out the meta currently. People are exploring. I'm trying to figure out, you know, is this even the right alignment for this type of team? If I would run it continuously in the Open Great League, would I change it? The person who suggested it said they paired it with Emolga and Credilli, which seems pretty cool, honestly. I feel like that could be unique to try out also. But they also did mention they didn't feel that that was the most optimal set when they were playing it out. So yeah, I just threw this into PvPoke briefly, and fortunately for me, a lot of people are running Blastoise. I found Jellicent, just because a lot of people are running these water types. It's pretty good right now because Lapras, it can kind of wall Blastoise for the most part. I've noticed that a lot of times the Blastoise will actually go for Skull Bashes to try to defense boost themselves in that fight. But yeah, as you can see, I had 2 shields and I could just go for the farm down with Sucker Punch. Sucker Punch is a really nice addition here for Lokix. But I get Malamar lead, and I wasn't entirely sure how I should play this one. Like, maybe I should have just went for double X Scissor potentially, but yeah, for the most part, I'm gonna commit a double shield, and I do go for the farm down. And they do have shield advantage, but I do also have energy and a nice Trailblaze going off here. So because it's Clodsire, I decided I'm gonna just throw the Trailblaze and switch into my Clodsire after. So I'm essentially using my Clodsire here as a sacrifice to try to regain some sense of momentum, like get a shield and then potentially bring in Jellicent and hope that my back line can still deal with the rest of the fight. So that's kind of like what the plan here was. And they do go for the Earthquake to remove my Clodsire, which is perfectly fine. I'm gonna bring in Jellicent, and the idea here is, like I said, try to gain a little bit of extra energy if I can. The fact that yeah, like because they are throwing a move here, I'm gonna actually make sure I get that little bit of extra energy to at least have a double surf. And then depending on what they have in the back, I'll see if I can actually win this battle or not. They do end up having Mandibuzz, which proves to be, you know, not the best situation for me, but all I can really do at this point is throw all my energy, right? Like, just try my best. I mean, it's going to be able to outpace. And now they're going to throw the dark move, which will remove my Jellicent. And I bring in Lokix, which, even though this is not going to be enough damage, even though it gets pretty close here. But the weird thing is, they throw Dark Pulse here, if I remember this correctly, which I didn't understand why. Maybe they were foul play Dark Pulse. But yeah, really unlucky for them if that's the case, because that actually allowed me to win. Mandibuzz lead here on this one. I think I remember like what I could. Oh, I think I need to pay attention to this one, because this one I feel like there was something I could have done different that maybe would have made a little bit of a different of an outcome for the match. So yeah, in this one I just decided to stay in with Lokix, I guess, not really wanting to lose switch, knowing that I just want to bring Clodsire in on Mandibuzz, because my backline, if I switch in Clodsire, I don't really have great options for Mandibuzz other than Clod. So I decided to keep it like this, sack lead. I bring in Cloddy, and I'm going for the Stone Edge now. And also, if you're watching this and you got to this point, please hit that like button. It does help my content out a lot here. And consider subscribing for more Pokemon Go content. And yeah, fortunately for me though, in this matchup, they do end up having the Blastoise, which, again, even though it's not like a hard wall with Jellicent, because obviously it has rock, oh, Rollout has the rock fast attack. Pretty much I can tank these. See how I can just even tank the Skull Bash, and I'm gonna farm at this point. I can commit one shield just to keep my health up. Obviously, I'm gonna want to shield something here, right? And in comes the Mandibuzz. I'm gonna throw a Surf. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that Jellicent, oddly enough, actually just kind of has some nice coverage. Right here is where I mess up. I shield on Jellicent, and they end up having a lone Sand Slash in the back, which, if I would have just not shielded on Jellicent and had the shield for Clodsire here, I'm fairly confident this could have been a win. I mean, maybe they would have still been able to win. Honestly, they can kind of outpace, but yeah, I honestly think it just is that shield alone, maybe. It's hard to say though, honestly, because I might have needed that energy on Jellicent. You can't see my arm there because that was from the stream. It is kind of a tough call. I feel like I shouldn't have shielded it regardless, but maybe I could have gone for a Stone Edge bait, but it wouldn't really matter to maybe, unless I don't remember how much Earthquake does to the Aluminum Sand Slash, if I'm being honest. I almost want to look, but this was kind of cool seeing a Selgor. That's kind of crazy. I have never seen this, and like, granted, it might be decent now that, you know, it is has got a community day move update, but I honestly have never even really looked at it, if I'm being completely honest here. So Earthquake does like 79 damage, so I don't think I would have been able to do enough damage. Just Sand Slash. I think it would have just barely been able to live and get off the second move. If that's probably how it would have played out. But it's still really close. Alright, so yeah, the jump bluff, I bring in, I think I just stayed in there, let it go, and I bring in Clodsire because I thought that would be the better situation for me. As you can tell, I mean, I have the Jellicent. I don't want it to really be up against Jump Bluff unless Jump Bluff is like low health, no shields, and I have a shield scenario, which ultimately doesn't really matter too much. I mean, they end up just quitting because I guess they realize it's like GG. So there's that, and this was a 4-1 set, so that was cool. Give me some validation that maybe this team actually has some potential. So I do another set, and on this one I get the Clodsire lead, which I think I stayed in oh no, I didn't stay in last time, but I figured with the combination of Trailblaze plus Sucker Punch, it actually might just be good. And even if I double shield here, I don't really mind. I mean, I don't really know what to expect, I guess, at this point, but I just figured this could maybe balance out with the attack boost and the fact that I have the energy to get 2 shields maybe. So they end up having Scrafty, and I'm going to throw double X-Scissor on Scrafty. I do get 1 shield. They do let one of them go through, which is fine. And I'm going to throw another X-Scissor, and I think they even just let it go. Oh no, they do shield. But this is okay because now I can just bring in Clodsire, and I'm not particularly afraid of Scrafty. So they do throw Foul Play, and they end up having Blastoise in the back, which is perfect for Jellicent to just kind of come in and equalize the battle. So I'm going to actually generate a little bit of extra energy here, and then throw a Shadow Ball. And I think I might even just go for a complete farm down, honestly, at this point, like, or at least get to, no, okay, never mind. I guess I just figured it doesn't really matter because there's no way Scrafty is going to be able to one-shot Clodsire. And yeah, Surf in itself is actually going to be enough also to just remove the Scrafty, so GG's. Alright. So Chargerbug. Alright, so this was one of the Pokemon that was being discussed as being pretty good because a lot of people are testing out Pokemon that are particularly weak to Bug and Electric, like Psychic and Water types. So yeah, I can understand Chargerbug probably getting some real nice niche play. Not even niche play, it's like always been pretty good. It just seems that it could be good. And maybe you should try it out. Maybe I'll try it out. But I end up using Lokix here, and fortunately for me, this actually is a better matchup for Lokix. They end up throwing energy here with Chargerbug, which I don't know why they did that. Maybe it was an accident. But they end up bringing Azumarill, and honestly not the worst case scenario. I can actually get some decent damage here on Azu with Earthquake and Poison Sting combination. And it's okay, pretty much. I mean, I bring Azu so far back down to the... I mean, it's pretty much going to be like an easy situation. I bring in Jellicent, and I'm going to just farm it. Because at this point, I didn't really feel too afraid of Chargerbug. I do actually throw the move here because I kind of forgot how much energy it had. But they end up having Bastiodon in the back, which at first I was thinking, dang, this is kind of close for a little close for comfort because I don't really have a lot of HP on the rest of my team. And even this Stone Edge will be bringing me down enough that I can't really get much value out of the Jellicent. I mean, getting off the 2 Surfs is actually huge. I do like over 80% damage. But Lokix ends up being the MVP here and getting an X-Scissor that removes Bastiodon. So I don't know how often you'll ever see that. So that's cool. Take a gander. Alright, so I get Primate Bleed, which is also kind of bad for my entire team. I mean, Clodsire, best matchup for it, but this can get crazy quick just because of Rage Fist spam. And yeah, as you can tell, that's pretty much what's going on here. I'm going to throw Stone Edge knowing that they're more than likely just going to shield. And that is the case, so I'm going to go for another one. I think I do shield because I'm thinking I need to at least get the shields down. It's like my only hope is if I at least get both shields down, and maybe I can do something. So I bring in Lokix, and they throw a move, and I'm just gonna decide, you know what, they're definitely throwing Rage Fist. Unfortunately, that was the correct prediction, and I am able to live that because I resist the Ghost move, and I can remove Primate with 1 shield up. So even though that was such a horrible lead, I am just barely able to kind of like regain some sense of footing. I wasn't confident that I was going to be able to get to a Trailblaze there, so I just did any type of damage. And in comes the Play Rough from Azu. I'm going to throw Shadow Ball just to get some chunk damage off on Azu. And I have no idea what they have in the back, but for now, it feels that this may be okay. I think I decided to let it go through, feeling like maybe this is the call. I want to generate a slight amount of energy, and I go for Surf. And again, I have no idea what's in the back. It is Clodsire, and I decide to switch immediately to mine, and they end up quitting because I have 1 shield, and I guess they just assume yeah, there's no way they're going to be able to overcome taking an Earthquake and a Surf. With pretty much I can pull off multiple combos there that allow me to win the battle at that point. Alright, Gastrodon lead, which is extremely good for me. And as you can tell, they don't make a... I guess they assume I was going to bait, but I just throw Trailblaze and completely one-shot Gastrodon. And this just allows Lokix to kind of like pop off. This is a great match showing how Lokix, if you underestimate it, it can in fact just like sweep your entire team. And yeah, this person decides to just quit, knowing that that's pretty much like game over at that point. And this was the final battle of the set, and honestly, I don't know what the player was doing. They were not there when it started, and it was pretty much like a free win. So feel a little guilty, you know, but that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Even, you know, based on the fact that this was a free win, this technically still was a 4-win set. I mean, this is 5-0 technically. The whole set, I got 5 wins, but as you saw, I was like pretty excited because my phone was actually about to die. You can watch the live stream; it'll be in the script. It will be in the description below. Goodness. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, the Sass Squad is getting stronger each and every day. Good morning, evening, afternoon, for tuning in. I'll catch you in the next one. And if you'd like to watch more Go Battle League content from me, consider watching this video right here or this video right here.